Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and today we are checking out the Xbox Developer Direct. Now, this happened a little while ago, but time is short and life is fickle, you see, and so we're just now getting around to it. And, you know, I'm curious, look, I don't even know how much was actually announced at this, because unlike the PlayStation State of Play, I feel like the Developer Direct, happened, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever, Xbox. Nobody knows what you're doing, including yourself. And Xbox was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Whatever. We're worth $3 trillion. But yeah, so we're going to see what's in here. Because, I mean, one nice thing is that if it's Xbox games, the vast majority of them should be available on Game Pass. Oh, God. Anywho, yeah. So we're going to take a look at the Developer Direct, see what's in here, see if there's anything to look forward to this year that comes out after, March, because... man, the release schedule after March, well, I guess Stellar Blade did get announced for April release date, but other than that, after March 22nd, the number of games that have set release dates that anyone cares about is teeny tiny. So, but you know, it's whatever. We'll see what's going on. So with that said, let's get started. It contains content inappropriate for children. Okay. It is rated 18 plus everywhere. This game is? These people. The whole showcase? Oh, that's right. There's a showcase for Avowed in here. Hold on. This thing is 48 minutes long and it's 4 games? Okay. That's a decent amount of time for each game. Hey, I have that Xbox controller. It's literally right here. Hi. Yes, that was Todd. That dude looked like Todd. Yes, that was Todd. Remember, Bethesda is owned by Microsoft and Xbox now. What are we starting with? Obsidian Entertainment? Okay.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment.
Hi.
I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed.
I'm just glad I know how this
Avowed
game's name is pronounced now.
Into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora.
Avowed? No, I was saying Avowed because I can't read.
One of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks,
fucking
and
kneecapped him.
abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield bombs to feel like a gunslinger.
I'm going to turn it down just a little bit so that I'm not fighting over what he's saying. You know, I've always felt like the combat in Skyrim was just by far the weakest thing. And I know that Avowed is supposed to be Obsidian's Skyrim, not literally, but in a sense. And I'm like, so much of this just kind of looks like Skyrim in the worst ways.
Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences. Like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands.
Like, I think the world looks fine.
You come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here.
Dude, your character gets to talk in this game? Amazing.
Take everyone's.
Unless that's a companion.
Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
But you're alive.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and
I think that Skyrim is mid now. But remember that it came out in like 2012? Or something like that. The game's old as shit. It was a lot more impressive when it first came out compared to like what we compare it to today. So I think that's part of like recency bias being played a little bit as to why like we look back on Skyrim and we're like, yeah, it is all right, but we still put 200 plus hours into it 12 years ago because it was some of the hottest shit then.
What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki,
I played it at launch and didn't get it then. Fair enough.
You can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave.
My biggest problem with Skyrim was just its combat.
I'm going back to Thirdborn.
There's a reason that everyone devolves into the stealth archer build because it's the only thing that reasonably works.
To reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our
combat
players.
sucks and they want you to do it all the time. Yeah.
The Living Lands is a continent
and
of
stealth builds were good.
Valleys with widely varied biomes.
Aggressively
from
good.
Luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp.
I don't know how I feel about this like dynamic angle that they keep doing where the person is still speaking to a camera in front of them and then it cuts to a different camera and they're like still looking at this one, but this is the one that's showing them. So it just feels like they're not talking to us. It's weird.
For life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of jank. That looks kind of meh. Yeah. Skyrim does something Bethesda used to get. It's environmental storytelling. Large world that felt alive without you in it. They failed at that sense. Well, I mean, Fallout 4 was not terrible at that. Fallout 76 is a joke, and Starfield uses too much generative shit. Because, like, the places that are hand-created by the devs, like freaking New Atlantis and Neon and shit and Starfield, they're not bad zones at all, but those are just so few and far between.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity.
Look, man, I loved the ever-living hell out of Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Loved the shit out of it. But I feel like Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga has just dragged its feet. It was wasn't originally supposed to be a launch title for the fucking Series X, and here it is now, like 3-4 years later, and it's still not here. And like the game still looks fine, but it kind of feels like Deathloop, where they're just like Hellblade, 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 Hellblade at every single showcase, and it's just never gonna live up to like 6 years of fucking marketing.
Still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th
Sorry, I got
century
eye
Iceland
shit going
on
on.
the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top.
No, Eve.
Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight?
Oh, they won't tag.
We have all new combat for the sequel.
Why do you have
One
all
of
new
our key
combat?
goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it.
Man, you know, like, I understand that they just found, like, unexpected success with Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. I get that. And they went from being, like, a 1.5A studio trying to make a AA game that punched way above its weight class and is now kind of compared to AAA games, and that has since turned them into a AAA studio, and they've had this massive infusion of funds to make the second game. But I'm worried that they're losing the plot in the idea that they're bigger than they are now. We saw this exact same thing happen with whatever the fucking team is that made a Plague Tale, and then like the difference from going a Plague Tale Innocence to a Plague Tale Requiem was such a drastic change, because they were like, hey, we had a condensed, contained focus and people loved it a whole lot, and then we just tried to go big and huge and massive and just like really just run away with our success, and it kind of bit them in the ass, and I'm worried that we're going to see the exact same thing happen here.
Section of the game, and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this, because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
What will they do to her? What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade.
Hate that we'll never get DMC 2. Do you literally mean DMC, like the reboot that everyone like hated, even though it was a good game?
We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a
sequel to the reboot.
singer,
okay.
throat singers.
Yeah, you'll probably never see that.
Purists. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
I feel like this is a hard game to show because it's so narrative focused. I mean, yes.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is
but they could also be showcasing more of how the gameplay actually works. Puzzles, combat, etc.
Hellblade 2 is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care, and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua's saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey, a journey that you can embark on May 21st.
Okay, so there is something else releasing after March. So April has Stellar Blade, May has Hellblade 2. June should get something soon. Okay, what are these other two games? I don't know what either of these. Oh, Machine Games is whatever the fuck Indiana Jones is. I don't know what that Oxide one at the top is though. Square Enix? Hello? Oh, is this the Visions of Mana? Troy Baker's Indiana Jones? The Indiana Jones that is allegedly coming to PlayStation and made people like about.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada.
But you don't understand. Shout out to Chris Valenti if anyone watches his TikToks. They lost Tim Dog. I don't know who that is.
17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる
Don't worry, no one does. Okay.
個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され、長らく愛されてきました。
Crazy.
本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して。
Oh, is Visions of Mana a new game?
フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体
I'm
験して
so
も
used
らえ
to
ると思い
every
ます。
game just being a reboot or a sequel anymore.
シリーズおなじみの
Reboot,
モンスターたち
remake,
も本作に登
remaster.
場しています。今回これらのおなじみのモンスターたちを作り出した聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。
Sorry, my back itches.
今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から、自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する、海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。
The open world you're seeing is scaring you a little bit? I mean, it depends on. It doesn't look too bad. It feels very Dragon Questy.
新たに考案してくださっています。
Like it feels like if Dragon Quest 11 was an action game, which is perfectly fine.
キャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上で、
Is this Pal World? Yes.
見た目はアルマジによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。 BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。
100 tracks?
新たな試みとしてフィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
Are you completely alone like the entire time? And can you only play as Mr. Swordsman here?
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
Okay, well, thank you for immediately alleviating that concern.
武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。そして本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、
I also see like okay, yeah, there's other party members. Can you switch to the other party members mid-fight? There's also no UI that they've shown us.
不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
オリジナルモンスターやピックリにも注目してほしいのですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後もさまざまな情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
Okay, there's your June release. Summer actually starts in, well, I guess it starts at the end of June, so could be built between July to September. Dude looks like he's 2 steps away from a Wesker cosplay. Oh, yeah, potentially. There's room for a 6th little square there, if you so wanted. Yeah, what is this? What are you doing, Oxide? I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what you made before. Your name means nothing to me. Do you make cool stuff? What'd you make before? What are you making now? You're about to tell us, but...
And welcome to Oxide Games.
Hi.
We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Ara History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Oh, okay.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage.
I thought this came out already.
But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to soundtrack.
Humanity, maybe, or like Age of Wonder 4, or something really else that is similar to these style of games.
Hi, Dan.
Because Age of Wonder 4 came out last year.
That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
I mean, I wish you luck.
We knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
Just because, like, Civilization-style games aren't normally the type of games that you play Army Men in.
They need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth.
Where's the dodge roll? What are the iframes? Things you don't get in Lies of P.
For players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Because we're going to try to finish Lies of P
players to feel like they're
today.
Truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, Players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known.
Or
This
you
is
just
measured
take the
by
military
prestige,
victory,
the
right?
player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might. Scientific advancement. The choice is theirs.
Mechas.
In Ara,
that
there
was
are no
that
set
was a
victory
jump.
conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Ara compared to other 4X games.
Okay.
Crafting plays out in Ara at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities' and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Ara encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Ara, all
Simultaneous?
players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Ara just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime.
That
where
could be
you're not
really
doing anything.
cool.
It's not easy.
I like that
sifting through
concept.
all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
And some warmongers. Don't worry, we got them here too.
Abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Still again with the I'm talking to you,
us
but
at
I'm not
Oxide,
looking at you
player feedback
at
is
camera
the only
angle.
way to
It's
really
weird.
understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Ara for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive.
Yeah,
We knew we should
12
probably
mountain
make a
lions?
change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars.
Cougars, I hate cougars!
"Someone get these feline demons away from me." I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And
Feline
we're so excited
demons,
that we can
yes.
finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Ara is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Ara and to create your own history.
Okay. I like a lot of the ideas that they were communicating. Especially the simultaneous turn. Love that. That's a cool idea. Need Total War to do that. Creative Assembly, get on it.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture.
And I have never seen a single one of these movies.
Playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see.
It really makes you feel like you're Indiana Jones.
That we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we
Machine
knew
Games, makers of professional Nazi murder simulators. Perfect.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever.
Todd, what the fuck are you doing
here? For what it would be like and the story.
You're the executive
what Indy was
producer?
going after, what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new
It looks like an Uncharted ripoff, to be honest. I mean, that's what a lot of people want anyway, right?
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Also, what's with the uncanny valley? We have Harrison Ford at home that we ordered off of Temu looking ass Indiana Jones.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
You think that's a bad guy?
Thousands of years of
You think he's a villain?
Thoughts and beliefs.
I'm not so sure. It's first person?
Just waiting.
Interesting.
To be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Oh, but I can. No, you think he runs an orphanage? Okay. Dude, did we learn nothing from Marvel's Avengers from fucking Crystal Dynamics? Of people don't want these they look
history,
like the movie stars, but not shit.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up? Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the...
You know Ford wasn't coughing up those likeness rights. Oh yeah, for sure. But
the great
look how creepy that bitch is. It's like, that's not Harrison Ford, but he could probably win a look-alike contest.
You have any idea how old that was?
It also didn't look very good.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years.
I think I'm starting to realize why people weren't talking very much about this developer direct.
He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see
not a
and
whole
feel
lot.
what he
Yeah,
sees and
it's
feels.
also like
For us at Machine Games,
outside
we do
of
that best through first
Hellblade,
person.
it's like
the ideal
4
perspective
7 out
to
of
bring you into
10s.
the rich, exciting, and
Right? Like,
interactive world
they're
we
probably
built.
not going to be terrible
We believe
games.
that being up close
Visions
and
of Mana,
personal to the
freaking
adventure is
Aura,
key,
History
making
Untold,
each action
Indiana
feel like
Jones,
your own.
Avowed. Like, I don't think any of them are going to be bad,
Whether it's
but I
cracking
also
a
don't
whip,
think any of them are going to be standout
puzzles in
good
ancient
games
temples,
either.
or seeing
Just
your
like
knuckles go bloody in
7.5s
all of these moments
in every
are much more
category
intense
from every
in first
outlet.
person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat, and the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
When our game
Hey,
begins,
Cerulean.
Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to
That's
the bastion,
just the
hoping to learn
guy
why
from
this
Resident
particular
Evil
relic was
4.
stolen, and
That's
discovers
just
that
the
things
father
aren't
or
what they
whatever
appear.
his name was. The village chief? That's all that
Pulling at the
was.
strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end.
Yeah, the
whatever
big
end may
cheese.
be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of
Why
our
do I
guiding
feel a bit
principles when we were
unexcited?
thinking about the type
Because
of
that's how
game
this
we were
whole
making.
direct has been.
It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his
Tag,
wits to
go
get
finish
through the
RE4
situation.
Remake. What the fuck are you doing?
The most authentic Indiana
I didn't finish
Jones
Lies of P.
experience
I didn't
made
finish
is the
RE4
one that makes
Remake.
you
Put
think
Fortnite
first.
down and go play some games.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more
Okay, you're
genuine
forgiven. Never mind. If you're
by
playing
finding
Infinite
more
Wealth,
clever
you
ways
are
to solve the problem.
forgiven.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai,
That looks great.
The pyramids of
Unfortunately,
Egypt,
those are just like rendered
Snow Peaks,
concept
Himalayas,
arts.
and beyond.
Those aren't actual
We
in-game
look
shots.
carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music.
Well, I think that just kind of touched on what you were talking about,
John
Cerulean.
Williams is
The
the
tone of
original
voice
composer
and the
for the indie films,
presentation, since
and
they're
we're
trying
really
to make it
lucky to
along
find
the
Gordon
lines of like a feeling akin to the cinema, makes it kind of like an interactive documentary of sorts, because movies don't have variance, right? Like, you don't have the ability to lose to that guard. That's just either it happens or it doesn't.
Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
Ow. I know they're
And of
stunt
course,
people,
our
but that
characters
looks
do a lot to
suck.
help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind.
He's
and
fucking crazy, love.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under in the skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you.
Weird
You
looking.
may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits,
Man,
you got India's
fucking
most
sucks to be
iconic
that
tool.
dude.
Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction.
That
And
dude
yes,
is not
you can
concerned
absolutely
enough
use it
for
in
the
combat.
sound. He does not know how loud
Everything
whips
you'd
are.
expect from Indy's whip, and hopefully a little bit more.
This feels a lot more like Wolfenstein with
Puzzles
an
are a
Indiana
key
Jones skin.
feature of
Sure, I can
Helldivers.
see that too.
The
Yeah,
spirit
yeah.
of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
I don't know if I believe you.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all
Andy,
for
don't
joining
kiss
us for our
that.
big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Certain whips are louder than some
Machine Games
gunshots.
is known for creating these roller coaster experiences.
Not leather
with
kind, but a
huge
chain
set
whip. Have you
pieces,
seen those beasts? Yeah.
surprising twists and immersive
Leather are
narratives.
loud as hell,
It's
though.
exciting for us that
And
we
that
have
dude
been
was
able
just
to
like,
stay
huh?
so true to the
What
Indiana
was that?
Jones franchise and create such an
Must have been the
authentic
wind.
experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
Fucking Todd. Todd Wood. Also, like, is this video just going to be, like, slammed for copyright? Because I'm pretty sure Indiana Jones's theme song is just, like, copywritten to hell and back. All right, is that it, or is there, like, one more thing? No, that is basically it there at the end. It's just, like, a little summary section. Man, you know... I get shit sometimes because, like, in these videos that we do, I'm just like a negative Nancy, and like I have a feeling if anyone watches this shit, I'm gonna be like, why? They're gonna be like, why are you waiting on Xbox, you fucking Sony pony? I'd be like, have you heard how many times I've told people to get Game Pass? I'm wearing a fucking Xbox hat, but it's just like, man,
Is to craft life-changing art.
what's going on?
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule.
One of the continued criticisms of Xbox has just been their library. Like, they just haven't... Starfield is the first game that was even trying to be on the level and scale of things like God of War or Spider-Man. And, like, it tried, and I don't think it did bad. But they just continue to just not have it, right? Like, right after this, we're going to watch all of the stuff for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is coming out as an exclusive for PlayStation 5. And, like, from the reactions that I've seen on the internet, people are like, that might actually be Game of the Year. Whereas, like, we see everything coming out from Xbox, and we're just like, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? To be fair, the most recent State of Play wasn't great either. We just watched it. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. You know what else I enjoyed? A lot of release dates. Like, a lot of, like, we did get, what, one? One. We got one release date in this, but can't believe Xbox still didn't have Remake. Sony must have slugged some extra money over. I mean, that or Xbox wasn't willing to pay for the port, because like that's one of the things, like Square Enix is like, oh yeah, you want to give us money? Sure, we'll put our game on your system, right? Because like that's how the exclusivity works, is that Sony pays Square Enix a crap load of money to get Remake and Rebirth. And that's like when Remake was coming to PC, it first came to Epic Games because Epic Games gave them money. And so, and like even with like Final Fantasy 14, it's taking forever for Final Fantasy 14 to get onto Xbox. And it's just like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, next week, is it this week? No, yeah, it's next week that they're having the Xbox business meeting or whatever, where they're supposed to be like revealing some stuff about like their future plans, and it's like where we're expecting to see them say stuff about like how like Starfield and Indiana Jones and something else is coming to their what word have they been fucking using for Sony and Nintendo? I don't remember. Their fellow developers, their fellow console manufacturers. And like I don't care. I think that's fine, but like I don't have an issue with them moving. God damn it, Tag. What the fuck? And like I don't know. I think it's actually a good thing that games like Starfield are going to be on PlayStation. I don't like exclusivity, but it does. The concern that I have is like, where are your games still, Xbox? Where's your shit? Come on. When you're touting releases like fucking Redfall and Starfield, and even the shit here, like Avowed, and like Indiana Jones doesn't look that fucking great either. Did you buy the wrong studios? I don't feel like you did. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. Hi-Fi Rush, sure. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush was pretty far up there, but the problem was Hi-Fi Rush was a shadow drop. Hi-Fi Rush was pretty damn indie. And as beloved as Hi-Fi Rush is, Hi-Fi Rush, just because of the way that it was conducted and released and everything like that, it didn't get to be the big thing, right? It didn't get to be the big thing. So I don't know. I feel like Xbox is just in such a weird position, and it's really just because of their catalog. And I don't feel like their catalog should be doing as poorly as it is, and it just makes me wonder what the fuck is going on. But whatever. I don't know. We'll see what they say next week and what happens in the future. But let me know what your thoughts are, everybody. If you didn't see it already, a few videos ago, I did like a 25-minute rant about people and their thoughts regarding Xbox bringing their games to PlayStation. The video is called Xbox is Selling Out to PlayStation. That's a total bait title, by the way. If you want to see my full thoughts and opinions on that, I highly recommend going and check that video out. Let me know how you feel about this developer direct. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. Otherwise, you can catch up with us on social media, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram. We have a Discord, links down to everything in the description below, or you can join us on stream. Join us for the conversation because these videos are recorded live and I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And do go watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream. Thank you and enjoy.